Imagine transcribing any conversation, lecture, or voice note completely offline, 100% private, no cloud, no subscriptions, no data ever leaving your device, and it's free and open source. That's exactly what I built with Echoes at A1 Lab. And in this video, I'm gonna show you exactly how I went from the first working prototype in just 2 weeks to a production Android and iOS app. Welcome to Made by Agents. My name is Tobias, and let's dive in. What is Echoes and what makes it different? Echoes is a voice-to-text transcription app that runs entirely on your device using local AI models like OpenAI's Whisper. And I'm working on integrating more. The key differences from other transcription apps are that it's fully offline and private. So your audio never touches a server, nothing goes to any cloud AI service, and there's no login, no subscription. It's truly free forever. And it's open source. So the code is public on GitHub. You can check out the GitHub page. Link is in the description. And you can fork it, clone it, create pull requests, everything under the MIT license. And right now it supports 65 languages and is perfect for quick voice notes and ideas on the go. We are also planning to make it more efficient for meetings and interviews with speaker labeling and with longer transcriptions. There is no limit right now on the transcription length, but technically after 30 minutes, it's taking quite a while to transcribe on a phone. So better for shorter notes. Echoes belongs to another project called A1 Lab, and this is a project focused on building powerful open source AI tools that we use ourselves daily. And I'm leading this A1 Lab project as the head of AI research right now. And Echoes is our very first public release. Let's see it in action. So when you first install the app, you will probably see this screen in the light or dark theme, depending on your device settings. And you can press the record button here, and then it starts creating a new session and recording. And when you stop, it's transcribing it. So now you see, actually, I had it set to German, so that's not working when I speak English. But when I switch this to English and now I start a new recording, then it should be transcribing this in English. Here we go. This was now the file-based model. So it's creating a temporal audio file, and then when you stop, it's transcribing that file and then removing it again. When you switch to the real-time model, and let's create a new session, and you start talking, then you see it's updating it in real time, which is pretty cool. But it uses a bit more compute than the other model. So this uses compute all the time because it needs to transcribe while I'm talking, while the other one only uses the compute when you stop the recording. Something else to mention is we also have a background mode. So when you tap out of the app and open it up again, it's continuing, and it's also continuing in the background. We have a session organizer here, so it's organized in sessions. You can select them, delete them again, also via this menu item here. Then we have a renaming feature. So let's say you want to call this work, and this way you can organize this. Within this, you can delete it, copy it, or share it with other apps. Then we have an edit feature here. So you want to make edits to what it describes, remove some typos or whatever. And we have copy buttons for single transcription items or for the entire list. When you tap on the title, you can rename again. And when you tap on this flag, you can select a different language. For example, German. Wenn ich jetzt etwas auf Deutsch sage, sehe ich es hier auch in Deutsch. Then we have an incognito mode. So when you tap this ghost icon here and you start a transcription, you see it's incognito here in the title. And when you stop or tap out, it's instantly removing your transcription, so it's not saving it. And when you go to the settings, you can also select the dark theme here when you prefer this, and then the entire app is dark. These are the main features for now. You can download Echoes for free. You find all the links on our website, a1lab.com/download. I will also put this in the description. You can also find it on the Google Play Store when you search for Echoes, or on the iOS App Store. And we also provide the APK here in this GitHub repo. When you go to the releases, then you see the APK here and you can download it. Now I want to go over the build process. So how did I actually build this app? So phase one was the MVP, where I was just vibe coding this app together in probably 2 weeks. I think nowadays with the newest models, you can do it in much less time. I wanted to prove we could ship something really fast, and I hacked it together, the first working version, in Flutter. And this Flutter prototype had already the Whisper C++ integrated here, and on REST encryption. That's what I forgot. All your transcriptions are encrypted on REST. And we already had sessions with edit, delete. It was ugly. It was just one screen, one big record button, but it worked. Yeah, I don't have the screenshots anymore from this prior version, unfortunately. Yeah, in phase two, we created designs in Figma, and this was made by our Swedish designer, and he just jumped in and designed a clean, intuitive UI based on the Aqua Wallet UI, which is another project. It's very modern, minimalistic, with dark light mode support and gesture friendly. And then I took these designs and rebuilt the Flutter version with better audio handling, all the UI components, basic session management. Then in phase three, we decided to migrate to React Native because it has a better ecosystem support for some of the native modules, and I think a better architecture and tooling. And also, one of the biggest reasons is AI is better trained on React code than on Dart code. So a few months ago or last year, it was way better on React code, and there are also much more developers that know React. So we decided to migrate it to React, the whole code base. And how did I do that? In this workspace you see here, I created a temporal folder and I pasted the entire Flutter code base here in this new workspace so that the AI can reference it. This way I could add files easily to the context of the chat, and it knew already what to do based on the Flutter code. Then I explained the architecture here in this chat and asked it to generate a commit-friendly task list, and that's what it did here. So I got this list of tasks to migrate it. You see it here, setting up the Expo project. That's a React Native framework, installing the dependencies, the plugins, and then starting with the models and the theme system and the service layers and the state management, a lot of the core logic setup before actually starting building the UI components. And then in phase 6, I started creating a UI component library using a storybook, and I built all these single components based on the designs. Our designer also created another Figma sheet with all the single components. Here, for example, you see the buttons in different states. Then we have here the typography, the colors, and icons. So basically everything, every component of this app is defined here. What I did, I worked a lot with the Figma MCP. So I took, for example, here the utility items, let's say the checkbox. I right-clicked as copy link to selection. And then inside of cursor, in this case, I just told it to use the Figma MCP with this design link here and read out the design information. And this speeded up the process by a lot. Let me show you the reusable component library in Storybook. So this is how it looks like, and you see all the different components are listed here. I just went step by step implementing these components, and the nice thing about Storybook is that I can implement demos of the different states. For example, here we have the selection mode enabled, and I can just iterate over everything very quickly, and this saved me tons of time tweaking the designs. Here, for example, you see the session items in different states, the app bar in these different states, even the settings footer here, the banner, transcriptions here, the skeleton loading, then different list items, then the recording button in different states. Then we have all the button variants here, all the checkboxes, even the flag, all the other icons and in different colors. The modal, so you see it here, and you can preview this and test it out. The progress indicator, radio slider, this is also a pretty cool component. Then we have all the text elements here, the toast here with buttons, toggles, tooltips here, the top app bar. Okay, what's coming next? So we are just getting started at A1 Lab, and for Echoes, we have a lot of exciting features planned that are coming soon. For example, integrating more models for transcription that are even faster and lighter. Then we are also working on integrating a local LLM for basic summarization, for formatting, for extracting key points from your transcriptions and so on. So this will enable us to integrate a lot of exciting stuff. Then depending on the model, we will be able to add speaker labeling. So when you record an interview or a meeting, you will see the transcriptions items per speaker. And we also want to integrate more export options to different formats, for example, Markdown or PDF. Another feature that's planned is a custom keyboard integration. So your keyboard will have a record button, and with this button, you can basically record and transcribe in any other app that you're using, for example, in a messaging app, and it will just paste the transcription right into your existing app or chat. And I think that's pretty cool. Plus more tools that are coming from A1 Lab, all private, open source, and free to use. All right, thanks for watching my journey building Echoes. If you try the app, drop a comment below. I would be excited to hear your feedback, and maybe you have some feature requests that I haven't covered yet. And I would be also interested to know, what do you use this for? Yeah, all the links are in the description, the downloads, the App Store links, and GitHub and the website. If you are a pro AI developer and you want to collab, just shoot me a message or feel free to contribute and open a pull request on GitHub. That's it. See you in the next one.